Bowl champion, our veteran lineman here with us, Brian Baldwin. You're usually like climbing a mountain this time of year.
No,
on
this is football season right now. I'm ready for the stretch run like everybody else.
And our guest analyst this week, Pro Bowl defensive end Adewale Ogunleye, is joining us. So we're happy to have you here. Part of that 06 team that went to the Super Bowl. What a defense that was on that team. But you're here sharing your Christmas with us. There's some memories. Look at him go. There he is back in the day.
Yeah, that was my Miami days.
Yeah.
Before I got to Chicago. Yeah, that's Peyton Manning. Let me get him on the ground.
That's not an easy one to get on the ground.
Yeah, man. Fun times.
There you are in Chicago.
Yeah.
All right, well, we're looking forward to having you here throughout the week. Let's talk about this Dallas situation. Yesterday, we know Jason Garrett told us that Romo is going to be day-to-day, that he's getting treatment. Today, Ian Rappaport reporting that it's a herniated disc and that he's received an epidural to try to treat that. We don't know if he's going to be able to play or not. If he can't play, Kyle Orton, gentlemen, you played with Kyle Orton.
Yes, I did.
He is going to be the backup. First, before we talk about this, let's take a look at what Jerry Jones is saying about the situation his team is in right now.
He is going through treatment beginning yesterday, and if that treatment has the positive implications that it certainly has a chance to have, then he should not be ruled out in any way for this game. On the other hand, we paid a lot of money several years ago for just this very circumstance. Should we be in a situation where a game or possible the intermittent time when Tony couldn't play, get the very best we can? And that's why we signed Kyle Orton for over $10 million 3 years ago, just for this very occasion.
Yeah, he's highly paid, but he's been paid $10 million. He's been on the bench, and this is a playoff game, essentially, to get into the playoffs. They have to win this one, and there's a big difference between Tony Romo and Kyle Orton. Let's start with you, Wally. You played with Kyle Orton. If he is forced to win the game for the Cowboys to get them to the playoffs, can he do it?
I think he can. I know a lot of people, you can't compare him to Tony Romo, but I think he's a serviceable quarterback. He doesn't turn the ball over a lot. He has an 80% career passer rating. So with that said, you got to have a good defense. I think more emphasis should be on the Dallas defense than the quarterback situation. But
the Dallas defense hasn't looked that good.
Right. No, they haven't. And when you talk about the team in general, this team hasn't played well. They haven't played complementary football. And when I look at the team that they're playing, the Philadelphia Eagles, you said he's a serviceable quarterback. He's going to have to score points. Chip Kelly's not going to take his foot off the gas. They're going to go down. They're going to want to press the issue, put the pressure on the quarterback position. They're going to score some points. Kyle Orton hasn't had a lot of time, a lot of experience with this team this year going in. It's tough with all the new rules of a quarterback coming in, and he's limited. His ability is limited. He's a good quarterback, but he's not Tony Romo.
When you think about this Dallas offense, it is made for Romo. The playmaking ability of a Dez Bryant. How many times have we seen Romo literally throw it up and let Dez go get it? Is Kyle Orton going to pull the trigger and make that type of throw that Tony has no fear, regardless of the consequences? He's going to make, and you're going to have to make those throws, I think, in order to stay in pace with Philadelphia right here. I think he's in a tough situation. He's never been in a playoff game. And as you said, Amber, this is a playoff game.
It's going to change. It's not going to be the same game plan. They have to shorten it. The short to intermediate passes. Witten, we may see DeMarco Moore, of course, a lot more carries. But even out of the backfield, timing routes, getting the ball out of his hands, because if they get down to this Philadelphia Eagles, you already know what's going to happen.
You just saw what happened to the Bears.
Right,
they got down early. It completely wiped out anything they wanted to do.
Well, Wally, you were saying when you played with Kyle Orton, he's not a guy that's going to stretch the field. But can he get it done dink and dunk against an Eagles defense?
If we're looking at the Eagles offense, no. But I think if you look at that same aspect, Tony Romo, even a healthy Tony Romo, might not beat this Eagle offense. So looking at a Kyle Orton, I think he's not going to turn the ball over, and that's number one for a quarterback, especially a new quarterback, new offense, short time. That defense has got to show up for Kyle Orton this week.
All right, so the last time the Eagles and the Cowboys met back in Week 7, 17-13 Cowboys. So much has changed, though, during that time. As you mentioned, the Eagles absolutely embarrassed the Bears, though, so that's what they're coming off right now. Not knowing whether or not Tony Romo is going to be in this game or not, how does this affect the Eagles' game plan?
It doesn't affect anything the Eagles are going to do, to be honest with you, Amber. I mean, the Eagles are at this pace, and this is Chip Kelly. It's all about what the Eagles do at this point. It has nothing to do with the Cowboys. The Eagles are an ascending team. They're an improving team. From that 17-3 loss in Week 7, in Philadelphia. This is a totally different Philadelphia Eagle team. The quarterback obviously is a lot different, and everything around
Foles
the
was knocked out
quarterback.
in that
Defense,
game.
the defense is much better right now. I think the Cowboys have their hands full. Even if Tony Romo was 100%, they'd have their hands full.
And when you look at the Philadelphia Eagles, you got to remember this is a totally new defense that went from a 4-3 to a 3-4. Defensive coordinator, new offense. There's a lot of moving parts on this team. They're just starting to come together. They're just starting to gel and play well together. And they're confident. They understand that, and they know what's at stake. This team is going to be explosive. Chip Kelly wants to score a lot of points. He doesn't care about the time of possession. He doesn't care about any of that. He's going to run the football, any of those stats. He wants to put the pressure on your offense to see if you can keep up. And then, if you can't keep up, guess what? They're going to turn it loose on defense and come after you.
He's going to keep it fast-paced, no doubt. And in those early weeks, it seemed like the offense was still making that adjustment to his system, and now they're very comfortable. I mean, the Bears are a team that are fighting for a playoff position right now. They're not some joke team.
To Willie's statement here is back in Week 7, the Eagles weren't a great team against man-to-man pressure, but right now they've seen everything. They've seen combination, press man, zone. They have an answer for whatever you want to do defensively right now. And Chip's the play caller, and once something starts working, they just repeat it. They double it up. They say they do it. They did it last week in Chicago. They double it up over and over and over again until you stop.
I'm going to pump the brakes a little bit on Philly. I know that they're looking really good right now, but two weeks ago against the Bears defense isn't that good. Okay, they exploited the Bears defense that's really terrible. But 2 weeks ago, let's remember what happened with Philadelphia. So I think with this week and with the last couple of games that happened this past weekend, anything is possible, and everyone has a chance.
Yeah, a couple of weeks ago, they got absolutely embarrassed by the Vikings, a team that...
But they did put up 30 points and 475 yards of offense. It wasn't like they didn't show up.
They lost to a team that they should have definitely beaten if you're a playoff contender.
I'm not disputing that, but I'm just saying to say that they were just awful. I mean, they did move the ball up and down the field. Now, they didn't win the game.
Didn't come up. And you never know with the Eagles team, to say what Wally's saying, there is kind of a spottiness to them at times, and there could be, you never know what Eagles team is exactly going to show up. All right, so it's Eagles at Cowboys, the Sunday night matchup.
Think that's